Spiders! Spiders everywhere. Hey, everybody, watch where you step. You don't want to land on any squishy spiders, but yeah, that's what Minecraft is telling us this time. Look out for the spiders everywhere. So far, we haven't seen any, and we did already grab some string out of one of the desert temples, or maybe a little bit out of both that we visited. So, uh, spiders can live longer, happier lives, not on top of us. So, we'll wish them well, and maybe hope that they find other places to hang out. So we've got important work to do here around home, most particularly keeping up our pursuit of a log. So I'm just kind of racing back in here. Um, in the previous episode or episodes, we primarily were looking for a place to build our home, and we found it towards the end of the last one. It just got started, as you saw. We began in a partially formed basement space, just kind of beginning to gather our thoughts on what kind of a home we may eventually want to have and what that might start looking like. Um, and if we do it right, we can take our time and kind of plan that out. That's why I'm starting with the basement. Um, it can be our footprint, and then we can build on that as big and grand and vast as we want as we have more and more materials. But for now, we just need someplace safe to lie our head at night, throw a few chests down, and get our early inventory sorted out. Again, already lots of flowers scattered in this wood, but we'd like to add a few more to that. There's an apple. Hopefully we'll get a few of those. As we go. Leave the big tree, at least for now. Alright, we've kind of worked through our axes. We made 2 fresh ones to start. We got pretty good handle left on this one. Let's at least try. To finish up our stack of birch if we can. Opening this up here as we have. Pretty nice. feels like it's getting close to bedtime here. And we don't have our bed with us, so let's beat a hasty retreat. That's where the Skilly was hanging out that one day. Oop. There we go. Not quite bedtime yet, but very close. Yep, got it. All right. Still kind of trying to figure out if we want this to be all birchy. If anything, maybe we swap out on that row. Cows seem to be coming to visit. Ooh, should I crosshatch within the sections too, or within the wood types? Maybe upstairs. Maybe that's a little more elaborate. We're kind of overstepping the necessity. We'll have a couple different wood types here just to wow, excuse me. Ooh, that gave me a tingle. Tingle? I don't know, a shiver. As you may have can tell, I just went outside for a little walk around. It's much cooler today than it has been. I think I mentioned that at the end of the last episode. Last night we had some for here it was very nice, but like a wild rain coming through. And I was out running some errands and things during the day yesterday, and while I was out, I heard the little beep 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 weather notification service, which was a little odd because it was beautiful out. But up in the mountains, one of the towns to the west of here was in a little more than a flash flood warning. I was like, hey, it's happening. I gotta move. You know, of course, there's far away from it here, particular little stream watershed area that was. I think the report said it had inch and a half or two of rainfall in that hour. If that long, you know, it was very quick, bunch of rain, and left things obviously pretty. I don't know what the extent of it was, if any buildings or anything were hurt. I didn't see any news or anything last night to really watch. I hadn't really thought about it much until I just started talking about it. But you hear about it, and up in the foothills like that, that weather can be very different than what we're experiencing down here on the plains outside of it. Well, eventually, and we knew, it was showers in the evening and kind of like an overcast, off and on rainy weekend, which is great, for end of July, beginning of August. That's just what we need. Like to hear it. So, kind of enjoyed getting that news. I'm gonna try to go fill this up while I'm thinking about it. I know we've been in and around and on top of water. I just haven't thought of it, but probably we don't have a whole lot of need right now. But I should more strategically use the water buckets as I go. So I think next up on the old priority list, is to get ourselves de-gravelified. Excuse me. This is kind of the most planning necessity I need to have right at the moment, I think. Well, I went back to grab more when I've got stone coming out of my ears here. In some ways, this is a little bit trolly. We'll probably have to come clean that up again eventually. Oh. that up a bit. Make this whole thing a little more accessible. Alright, now... from here, I think maybe we just light and leave. And once I can work out the spacing of how I want to do this, then I can kind of explain a little better. Basically, we're doing a double 9 by 9 end on end, right? So make a long, nice space, kind of similar to what we had in the last one. But the lighting internally is a little different there, or I just wanted to handle it. We could have left just a single wall space like this one. That's what we did in the last one, where we basically knocked out the walls, put torches up where the walls had been, where we would have had light on posts. Looks like we're close tonight, if not already. Drop in here. Another good day of progress, though. But not having that to work with, or not caring to use it, I decided to do an extra 3 section, right? Because each of our walls has these nice 3 sections. So this whole thing is internal, and then we've got 3, 6, and we just want to count that out again. So again, if this was the wall, a torch would be here. For our third. There we go. So this is our first section of wall. This would be the center. Three more out, and then this is our wall. And we do want those particularly because that would be our house foundation, right? The upper edge. But I think this will give us a nice big workable space. 3 high. We may swap that out for a different ceiling as well. The stone floor kind of makes more sense, although honestly you spend more time looking down than you do looking up when you're just walking. So it's a starting point. More banging piano. Finish that little bit. it's kind of soothing. I'm assuming that this will be a video that doesn't have a ton of view duration. All these comments, you guys aren't gonna be hanging on every word. I know, but hey, maybe some of you let these play in the background and listen to me randomly chattering away as you guys are playing, and maybe you're inclined to do the same. I don't know. If you are, though, welcome. Hello. I don't know how good I'm going to be at sticking to that higher foundation thing. That was the entryway, so we get double torches there. And we'll throw one there. I don't know that we super need it, but better safe than sorry, right? We've been sorry too much and too often. Oh, there's the spiders. The game did tell us they're everywhere. So, I don't know that I ever finished up really talking about the rain. So, needless to say, it rained pretty good up in the foothills yesterday afternoon, and then the weather that was changing rolled in towards the evening time. And as I said, I had some social stuff going on last night. I was actually heading out to a dinner down in Denver, which was great, and a bunch of friends got to get together. Hadn't done it, obviously, pandemic and all that. I hadn't seen some of the people that were there, but I hadn't seen the group since pre-pandemic, probably. Um, so it was really fun to get to hang out. But because we were going down and wanted to be responsible, I was picking up a friend that lives near me, and uh, the two of us were going to take a ride share down to the city. And he lives, it was like after 5 o'clock when I was going over to pick him up. So I said, yeah, I'll be over in a minute, whatever. I headed over, and I was, it was like, ooh, there's kind of a front moving through. The clouds were pretty thick, kind of coming in from the northwest, and dust was blowing out here where it's so open. We don't have, there's a lot of places still in neighborhoods and all that. Obviously, they planted a lot of trees. Everybody's got those, so it looks a little less traditional than it had. But there's still lots of open grassland, green belts and things like that. Anywhere that it's natural, you may have a couple cottonwood trees and bushes and shrubs and stuff, but it's not obscured by just natural forests down here. Up in the mountains, you have pine trees and all that kind of stuff, right? But not so much down here. So you can see when weather fronts come through, they actually push the dust and the debris. That air disturbance will make this kind of like cloud you can see moving along. Much the same as I'm sure you kind of see dust get pushed in the desert, whatever. So that was what was going on. It was kind of blowing around, gusty, and a few sprinkles of rain, just the kind of fat drops that fall, but nothing, not even worth turning on your wipers for. So, I kind of came over and laughed at him, like, hey, you didn't tell me I was supposed to be wearing rain gear, because we were laughing. It was like, man, it's kind of a nice place. Like, do we really have to like wear actual pants? Like it's hot in the summer and everybody works from home now and all that good stuff. Like I gotta put on like dressy pants on a 95-degree day. So we were both kind of joking about that. Like, oh man, nah, no, I don't want to do that. But we get back over to my place and use an Uber. Right, that was our rideshare service here that we were gonna use. And as another funny thing, I got loads of funny stuff from last night. The launch the app, pull it up, and boom! And everybody that I've talked to has kind of noticed this kind of stuff going on with Uber and all that after the pandemic. They're so all over the place with their rates and their rides and everything. Based on the demand, it's different now than it was before. And I don't know if that was by design or what. If they're just still working out the kinks, but it was. Open it up. I live dozen miles, 15 miles or so from Denver, right on the highway, so easy to ride. $97 or something like that. Wow, that's a lot. I pull up my phone. That was my buddy looking. He's like, whoa. I pull it up, got like 78 or something. Just, again, kind of... hello? Okay, I just missed there. And then we want 1, 2, 3, 4, boop. There we go. Oh no. Hold on. Go to bed before anything drops in on our head. So we had this like bounce around rates thing in Uber. I'm trying not to forget the weathery part of the story, but this is what should be $25 for a ride down to the city of Denver is almost 100. And I pull up 70 something. He's like, well, that's better. And then he pulls it up and is like, oh, I got like this. Here's a cheaper. And I'm like, that's not cheap enough. And I relaunch it. And then it was back into the 90s or something. He's like, oh, you should have taken that. I was like, no. And while he's going, he's like, check Uber Black, which if anybody remembers back to the early days of Uber, it used to be it grew from a black car service or a kind of limo luxury type car service. Used to be that instead of getting a cab, you could get a car ordered to the airport, and it wasn't the fancy app or anything back then. It was like you could, I don't remember exactly how it went, but you could prearrange to have a car meet and pick people up at the airport. So it was the same kind of ride service, just without all the kind of deal of the having to deal with a cab and all that kind of stuff, not knowing what you were going to get. So anyway, used to be, even before Uber X or any of that kind of stuff, or Uber Share or any Uber XL, there was Uber Black. It was one of the options, and that was the drivers had to be confirmed for that. You had to have less than 2-year-old car, and it had to be of certain luxury type brands and big and all this good stuff. So while we're going, and the adjustable rates in Uber X are bouncing all over the place for like $100, which is crazy for that ride. Like seriously, 5 times more than it normally would have been. And this was after the early Friday afternoon rush, and even then, like, okay, a little surge is fine. Maybe we pay like $40 to go to Denver, knowing that it's a Friday night and people are going out to dinner and all that kind of stuff, or going to and from work, whatever. It's a higher volume time. But 100 was a lot. So he's like, try Uber Black. And I was like, okay. $60. I'm like, well, that's at least cheaper. Like that, it's kind of a flat rate. So I've got my phone out, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna grab that, and it goes into like the locating your ride screen, and it's just spinning there. And in the meantime, he keeps closing and relaunching just regular old UberX, and finally gets, hey, I got one for 22 bucks or something like that, like totally normal price. Like, okay, well, we took that one, and it worked out fine. It was just so odd that it like flashed up and went back down, and for a minute there, we thought we were going to be rolling in super luxury just because it was the cheaper option out of the deal. It didn't pan out that way exactly. One thing I was thinking is maybe just to restyle these corners a little bit. Do oh, now I should. Those will be loaded. Do that. Birch. It's just better than a full square box. In fact, let's do these as well just to mix it up. Nope, wrong. I guess these should. It's not bad because we got more oak than birch anyway. Oak. There we go. Little bit of variety and interest to our floor here. There and there. All right. A little dog bone or barbell looking, but that's all right. And I think I know I already did that one. I think I may leave this and see. If maybe we don't try a third shade of wood. Oh, okay. Uh, 11. After all that, not enough. we go. Now we are in the unfortunate state of not being able to see what time we are close to living in a stone box. It's a little bit of a problem. But we'll, try to do our best to come to terms with that in fairly short order, but obviously the first thing we need to do, and I think we can still wrap it up here before full nightfall. Get a few more of these pieces of birchwood. Kind of an oddly belated and brief water flowing sound. Guessing that's from down in that cave. Alright, well that should be enough, and we're getting close here. Let's go to the beach for better visibility. May as well do this. Just while we're walking by. Give them a torch to share. Yeah, clearly we're going to have to do more there. But before we spend a lot more time worrying about that, next big priority here is rounding out storage. And I think with our current config, do that and that. And then I think we can kind of do bulk storage as well, either on either side here or something. Barrels use a little bit of slabs. Why don't we... We kind of try to do these things in order. Dirt and gravel. Treasure box. This would be the andesite and granite. This would be the cobble. Alright. Didn't finish out this floor yet. I've already kind of got myself in trouble, I realize, because I don't think we slept, did we, right when we got back? We should have, which means that now there may be mobs running around upstairs. Yikes. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I did do that. Alright, so... I don't think we quite need 50 barrels. Let's do 18. Barrels there. And then chests. That's a lot of chests. We shouldn't have made as many slabs as we did, clearly. I think that's initial world storage. We'll keep doing wood until we can knock out a few more of those. Actually, we've got. Let's leave the oak. Get these out of the way. Get us at least a few more here. So we need 5 more chests. Oh, I think that's great. I've never done that before. I really haven't used those. So obviously we don't get as much space there. But for some of the various one-off things that we have that would otherwise just fill us up with a bunch of overflow, we've now got loads of room to store all that. And we can coordinate those a little bit as we go, I'm sure. I think we will need these for more. Not too bad. For a start, if I do say. Nope. There. That. Still daytime. Next up, I think we grab that. And do a bit of explorationing. So I don't even think we've really been over this rise yet in the valley. I think those are sheep, not goats. That's next step is permanent bed and traveling bed. And then, as I said, we'll take a smattering of the flowers back out to scatter around in our cleared or gladed forest, and then replant all that. Got some llamas there. You guys are not in the easiest terrain to do a bunch of shearing on. And you're well camouflaged with the snow. More sheep. We got lots of sheep all over the place. Very good. Just a portion of these flowers. We don't need everyone. Take the egg. Turtles. I think those were the cows that we'd gone out and slept near. Shovel mode. Torch up there. Probably the water bucket is the least likely that we'll be using. Good thing I have my grass skirt on. Boy, we could sure use some pants. Alright. A little bit more here. I'd really thought we'd be on the restricted coal usage list until the next episode, when I had hoped to go down and, or figured we'd go down and do the check out some of the caves on either side of our home, just to see how far we can get before running away and cowering in panic. Excuse me. I hope I got the mic moved there enough. Not completely deafen anyone. Alright, you all are backed, ready. I'll make another little pass here. And then I think next up, before we can do any of the caving stuff, will be food. And the hope there would be that we can find some fish in the river back through the woods. there's some. Oh, maybe that's copper. I bet that's copper, not iron. Not looking at it now. I didn't really look. I was just focused on the coal, but saw a little ore in the distance. Oh my goodness, the dark overcast is making me feel sleepy here. Oh, that's sleepy. Yawny, I guess. Actually kind of enjoying this. I mean, it's very slow paced, but as I said, that's a little bit intentional here. We were getting a bit frantic, and well, frantic is fun. I'm sure a lot of you guys enjoyed the run around and try to make up for past mistakes as quickly as possible. But it's not as productive. I think we've got to return to the slow cooker roots that we had and simmer this world as it becomes wonderful before our eyes. It's kind of ridiculous that I'm not taking this copper now instead of just hollowing it out. We're not going to cook it again yet. Soon enough, since it would seem that we'll have plenty of coal to get us over the hump here until we've got access down into the depths. Nice little interconnected spread of coal here. Maybe a couple seams all connected. Alright. That's good. Leave that one. It seems that fortunately we could go all day. Just coal to coal to coal, but we are, I believe, kind of approaching the hour mark. So we'll hit these sheep again, get stocked back up with wool, maybe grab a couple of these poppy flowers. Right. Dodge. So you're just intentional. Oh, you coming with the shears, huh? Nope. Is that the same lake or different? I guess that's a different lake. These are the ones that are tougher to get to. Especially if they're as dodgy as the other sheep. What a view. What a view. Not much to look at in terms of our home, but we know it's there and we know it's safe-ish. And sometimes that's all we need. Where'd those other sheep go that were on this hillside? Another cave we can come back to. Copper. Another cave. Another cave. Oh, it's going to be great. So much to explore and adventure with. Awesome little lily flowers. Wait, not super exciting when it comes to the dye manufacture, but blending, using it to make the pink out of the white and all that, or make the pink out of the white, using the white to make pink out of the red, light blue, all those shades and varieties of gray. Pretty handy. I know. This is why you guys shouldn't be as running away anymore now that we've done this a few times. You should be used to it. Go. Just happen to grab a chicken egg here since I'm not carrying around too much other stuff. You and you. Alright. I think we've got plenty of wool. I'll grab one of the lilacs just to get it. Another little pass-through cave. I don't think we've had a rose bush yet. Get a few of those. These are back to the same lilies we'd already had. Evil tall grass. Missed one I picked. That's the worst. Nothing wrong with picking a flower here and there if it's in a reasonable and appropriate place and there's no, signed or something, do not pick the wildflowers, don't pick the wildflowers. If you're in a garden type setting or any kind of private land, do not pick the wildflowers without permission. Just rude. But that being said, there's nothing wrong with going out and grabbing a few if you're out in the wild or on a little hike or something like that, as long as you leave enough so that they can continue to go. That was to open the door. Since it placed the block, I think I was kind of aimed in the right direction. Okay. Lots of different flowers. Sorting these out first. I don't think we have enough to really have to worry about that. That we can get rid of. Alright, let's get some more wood here. Trade that out. Gray bed there. Matches the environment. Not necessarily for the better. That's nice. Can get pants. Can't get pants. Oh, we made a shield. I was like, I thought we had one more piece of iron. As we found out in one of the prior episodes, I guess we may as well get a hat on. Get the benefit we can there. Up to 4 little shirts. Store that away. I think we'll do orange again. Yellow and orange, I think, are really good colors because they're high visibility if we wander away from a bed or get distracted or anything like that. gonna need more than one piece of wool. Duh. Alright. Ooh. Go ahead and make the 6 and have a spare orange bed. Now, maybe this is a first good use of a barrel. Can put spare building supplies in it. Right there and accessible. Boom. Alright. Wolves can go. Torches are now set. Sleep, I don't know how much of that night went through, but it is what it is. Certainly put those away. I think we'll make an extra pick if we're anticipating heading shortly to the mines in the next episode. We still do need to do the food first, because 3 pieces of mutton and a golden apple won't really cut it. Let's check our time. I think we're a little over now. Hour 4. So yeah, let's call that good. As I so often say, 3D, not around here. I don't have the fancy paper glasses that you used to get at the convenience store. Excuse me. Once again, had to get that in right before the end of the episode. As I always say, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. I really do appreciate everybody coming by. I hope you guys are doing it because you enjoy it. I know I enjoy creating these for you. Love playing the game anyway, so glad to have you along for the ride. If you got any thoughts or feedback on this new world toe or toehold on eternity, let me know your thoughts. And I can't wait to see you back for the next episode. I would imagine I'll probably do at least one more. Kind of enjoying getting it going, and we'll see how many of these we string together here today. But yeah, it's kind of just a nice, enjoyable Saturday, mixing it up with little stretches of the legs, getting out and about in between, but otherwise don't have too much going on. So we'll see how many more come up. Until then, though, you guys rock as you know it. Thank you, as the screen says, and we will see you next time. If you want to keep track of when that next time may be, consider hitting the subscribe button. That'll pop it up in your YouTube feed. And know that I always appreciate your likes and comments when they come, so feel free to share those my way. Stay awesome, guys, and have a good until the next time.